itch.io is a platform where you can post your games and you can make money. As we saw with some of the PayPal stuff that was going on, some of the Visa and MasterCard stuff, these payment processors are indirectly targeting games and games that they don't like, games that have, some degree of sexuality in them, games that are not safe for work, games that have certain themes that they don't like grape, how would I say this? Lincest. You guys get what I mean. So there's a new article here by The Gamer. And it says, Itch is blocking developers of not safe for work games from being seen in the UK. This is yet another problem that's been happening. And this does not have to do with Visa and MasterCard, getting their partner banks to crack down on Steam and itch.io games that are not safe for work. This is part of new law of the UK. Come into effect recently. Let's take a look at this article. It says, for several weeks, adult content online has faced restrictions across the board. Whether it is through pressure groups targeting payment processors, as I discussed earlier, or governments trying to make it harder to access adult material without proving that you are over 18. Now it appears that Itch has rolled out another measure to comply with the latter, as some game developers and authors on the site have discovered that their pages cannot be viewed within the UK anymore. And if you know anything about the UK, man, I live in the United States, so it's very different over here, but over there, they don't really fuck around with this shit. Like, they have all sorts of laws. Like, my understanding is that you needed to have a license to watch TV. You need to have a TV license. Like, they are very big government. A lot of regulations, a lot of restrictions on things that, would surprise an American. A lot of regulations on speech and the things that you can say. Like, for example, you can go to jail for misgendering somebody in the UK. I was shocked to hear that. Like, that's not a thing in the US because we have, First Amendment, free speech. You can gender or say whatever the hell you want, basically. So it's very different. I think that I'm not trying to say that the UK is bad, but what I will say is that they have a different way of doing things over there than we do things in the United States. Now, to be fair, the United States is also looking at some of this stuff. They're also looking at these, and they've had forever, trying to think of the children and protect the kids from websites, social media, and porn. Oh my God, kids are going to see titties. Could you imagine what's going to happen to your child when they see a pair of titties? Could you imagine that? I don't understand. How do all the tribes that are out there, all the natural tribes, people living the old natural life, and they're out there and the ladies just have their titties out and they have their hoo-has out and everybody's just running around mostly naked, maybe they'll have something covering down here, but most of the time it's naked, right? What happens in those, in the natural human environment, which is the environment we spend the vast majority of our evolution, millions of years, that pretty much all of our evolution happened under, these tribal hunter and gatherer societies. How do we live? How do we live with the kids seeing titties and nipples? What did all the kids did their heads explode when they saw the titties? What happened? I don't understand. Something must have changed because now when kids see titties, they turn into serial killers or something. They turn into murderers. They turn into knife killers. People that get into cars and run over people that have different beliefs because they saw titties. The titties are dangerous, guys. But we need to stop them. And the UK is trying to do just that. So now it appears that Itch has rolled out another measure to comply with the latter, as some game developers and authors on the site have discovered that their pages cannot be viewed within the UK anymore. Oddly, the work they've uploaded through Itch, as well as the bundles they appear in, are perfectly viewable at the time of writing. However, the pages for the devs who created and uploaded the material can no longer be viewed, with a new disclaimer stating that this is in order to comply with the United Kingdom's Online Safety Act. And you're going to hear this shit a lot, because there's a lot of people that are pissed off about this shit. This is basically the Think of the Children Act. This is the Nanny State Act. This is why Americans said we're gonna get the fuck out of here, right? We're gonna like create our own country, and we're gonna fucking go to war with the UK because we're tired of their fucking bullshit. They're always telling us what to do, and they're always making all these fucking crazy laws and dictating what people can and can't do. And this is why Americans fucking came up with their crazy rules on, you know, all our freedoms. You know, the First Amendment literally is the right to free speech, right? Because we wanted to say "fuck you" to the UK. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of crazy to see how it's all kind of regressing. So some itch creators have had their pages hidden in the UK. Author Eller Bambus has started raising awareness of this on Blue Sky. We tested this, and true enough, we were unable to access Bambus' page on itch while our location was set to the UK. Her work could be viewed after inputting our age manually, but nothing would let us view the author's page. And you see, we're lucky that right now all you have to do is input your age manually. Because later on, they're gonna be implementing. I think you're working on this real ID shit where you have to upload your own fucking ID and let everybody fucking know what your ID is. You know what your personal information is, where you live, and that shit can be leaked. You know, as what happened with the T-App situation where the faces of all these women who were reporting men got leaked. This shit is not foolproof. It's not bulletproof, man. Eventually this stuff is gonna leak and your information is gonna be out there, and that shit fucking sucks. And all for what? So you can see fucking nipples? Like it's fucking retarded, man. If you're enjoying this video and you like to see bigger and better content, the only thing you need to do is hit subscribe and like, and I'll take care of the rest. So yeah. So we also checked through other adult games and creators, and nothing that these authors and developers pages were restricted. Quote, "We value our users around the world and are committed to complying with local laws and regulations," the disclaimer reads. "While we're currently unable to provide this specific content or service to users in the UK, we continue to evaluate our offerings and compliance framework, and we'd hope to make more content available in the future." And this is all due to the UK's Online Safety Act. Under the UK's Online Safety Act, websites are responsible for ensuring that adult content is not accessed by anyone under the age of 18. This is why sites and apps such as Blue Sky and Discord have rolled out heightened age verification methods, which typically involve taking a selfie and scanning your ID. And Twitter is another place like this. With similar laws set to come into place in other regions too. The gaming industry is taking notice, and you can already verify your age on Xbox before it becomes mandatory next year. So it's going to become mandatory for you to have a fucking ID check or age verification check on Xbox before you can play video games. This also comes as itch, Steam, and other sites come under pressure to outright remove adult content from their storefronts. This came about from a campaign led by the anti-pornography group Collective Shout, but it also stemmed from Project 2025. Right now, the campaign I didn't hear anything about that, but hey. Right now, the campaign threatens the freedom of game developers and gives payment processors the power to force stores to remove their games and object to their sale. So that fucking sucks, man. Like, that fucking sucks. This is like, I've never been a fan of this shit. So I find this funny here. Now, I do agree with the general gist of the article. I do agree that censorship is bad. I've always been an anti-censorship guy. I've always been an actual anti-censorship guy. You know, because there's a lot of people that are anti-censorship. And what they really mean is they don't like it when the stuff they like is censored. Well, I'm more open to just, you gotta let everybody just do what they want. Because otherwise you always get into these games of, you know, it's basically a stop liking what I don't like. It's the fucking meme with the kid, with the 12-year-old, and he's like, stop liking what I don't like. You get into these situations where whenever somebody comes into power, they're going to try to make laws and try to make restrictions that make it so that that the people that they don't like, or the stuff that they don't like, doesn't get done, you know? This is the shit right here. Like it's fucking this kid. Stop liking what I don't like. It's just so obnoxious, but like people seem to have a natural inclination to do this shit. They always, it seems like people are just like, they're obsessed with power. They're obsessed with fucking power. Yeah, and they just want to tell everybody what to like, and it's so fucking annoying. So you have to, it's like free speech. At some point you have to go, okay, there's always going to be control freaks who are going to get into power and stop people from liking the stuff that they actually like. So we need to make it so that everybody can like what they like. And that these I hate to say it, these freaks don't fucking block people, don't fucking, censor, don't fucking ban the stuff that, like whatever it is that you want to do. And so this article this article over here is like, right now the campaign threatens the freedom of game developers. No, he doesn't care about this guy, this fucking the gamer too. Rhiannon Bevan. Like Rhiannon here doesn't fucking care about like the freedom of developers. She cares. I mean, does she have? Okay. I thought I was gonna see a blue sky here. She doesn't care about the freedom of developers. She cares about the freedom of games that she likes, right? Because when Valve had their very libertarian view, when they first made it a thing that you could have non-safe for work games, adult games on Steam, and it was fine. And the way that they went about it is, as long as it's not illegal, it's fine. People like fucking Rhiannon here made all sorts of articles. All the journalists fucking from all these websites like Kotaku and Polygon and fucking IGN made all these articles about these games that had content that they didn't like. Like some games had grape in them, And so it's like, oh, that's bad. We can't have that. We don't like that women can get graped in this. But I guarantee you, if it was a guy getting raped, they wouldn't give a fuck. So they lobbied Steam and pressured Steam to ban those games. And it's happened multiple times with all sorts of games that do not align with the views of somebody who goes to fucking Blue Sky. So I don't know, man. I agree with this guy, but I don't agree with the idea. Like, I don't agree with his specifics, right? Like, he just wants games that he likes, but I want it so that anybody wants to make a game. Look, if you want to make a game, and in your game, you play as the bad guy and you murder everybody, fucking fine. If you want to have a game where you like play, it's like World War II, but you play as World War II Germany, fine. If you want to make a game and it's an adult game and it has adult shit in it, like dark fantasy shit, you want to make some shit like fucking Berserk, right? Berserk has grape. Berserk has fucking all sorts of adult content. It has bro, Berserk has fucking children getting raped, and it's a fucking fantastic series. It's an actual dark fantasy. It's some heavy shit, and it should be allowed to exist. I fucking love Berserk. I think it's great, So if somebody wants to make a Berserk game that shows this shit, they should be able to fucking do it. That's my view on it. If somebody wants to make a game of shit that I don't like, you can fucking do it. That's fine with me. Just let everybody make what they want as long as it's fiction and it's not fucking real. That's my thing. There's a difference between fiction and reality. And there's some people who just refuse to believe this. Since fucking the age of writing, we have people saying, oh, you can't read these books. Because if you read this book, like a book about murder, you're going to want to become a murderer. It's like, shut the fuck up. Just because you experience fiction or a story about murder, or you see a horror movie where people get like fucking decapitated and, ripped apart to pieces in all sorts of ways, doesn't mean that you're going to want to do that in real life. There's a difference between fiction and reality. And there's always going to be people that say you can't fucking do this shit because we think that fiction and reality are the same shit. I say, fuck that shit. Let people have whatever they want out there. And I know I'm a minority because there's a lot of people that always want to censor everything on either side. If you're on the left, if you're on the right, if you're on the center, people always want to censor shit. They always want to control everything. But I say, fuck it. Let everybody say whatever they want to say. Like free speech. Let everybody fucking make the game that they want to make. Let the market decide. If the market thinks that these games suck, then it won't buy it, and these devs won't be able to fund their games. Problem solved.
Subscribe and like.